Hello, everybody. My name is Ronnie Furness. I'm the lead special ed teacher at Heritage Elementary, and I'd like to welcome you to this little presentation today on how to do your progress monitoring within OneDrive. This is something that we've been asked to do going forward until further notice. I want to start this by saying I am not a technology person, so if this is something that I can do, then I feel confident that most people can do this as well. If you are tech savvy and you see things here that could be done more efficiently, or if I'm just doing something plain flat wrong, please reach out to me and let me know. I'm always eager to learn something new and to do something better and to be more efficient. So I will ask for your patience with me when it comes to that. But again, I'm looking for something that is relatively short and sweet and something that is very accessible for most of us to do. So the first thing you're going to do is when you've got progress monitoring that you need to do into OneDrive, you need to be sure that you're set up within OneDrive to actually do that. So what you're going to do, you're going to go to your Microsoft Office All Apps page, and that's where it lists all the different Microsoft products that we use, all the different apps. And in this case, you're going to look on the left, and you're going to see OneDrive. It's that little cloud icon. You're going to click on that. And if yours is like mine, it's going to default to the My Files page. And these are files that I've got within OneDrive. And you're going to see here on the left, it says Shared. When you click on that, it will take you to all the files that have been shared with you by different people. In this case, my coordinator, Candace Black, shared a folder, called Heritage Elementary, within which we have a folder for all of our PEC teachers. I'm not going to click on that for the purposes of this presentation, because if I do, you're going to see a lot of files that have been shared with me that have student names on them. And since I'm recording this for privacy reasons, I do not want that out there. So I am going to pretend that I have clicked on Shared, and I have gone and looked, and I have found where it says right here, Heritage Elementary. So I'm going to click on that. And when I do that, you see it shows all of the PEC teachers at Heritage. I'm simply going to come down here and click on my name. And then I'm going to click to the progress monitoring folder right here. And you can see I already have some of my actual students set up in this with their initials. But I'm going to assume for the purposes of this presentation that I've got a new student. And a new student registered, and my registrar told me that I've got somebody new with an IEP on my caseload, because that never happens, right? And so I need to go ahead and enter them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up here where it says New, and I'm going to click on that. And the very first choice is Folder. I'm going to click on Folder, and then I'm going to put in a name. In this case, the child's name is Daffy Duck. Why not? And I'm going to create that. And you're going to see that a Daffy Duck folder has appeared. I'm going to click on that, and I will see very quickly that I have nothing here because I haven't created any additional folders yet. So I'm going to create folders for graphing, and then folders for each of my IEP progress monitoring goals. So the first thing I'm going to do, and you will do this for every student, while all students are going to have different goal folders, because all of the goals are different student to student, everyone needs a graph folder. So the first folder I'm going to do, I'm going to create it just like I did before. I'm going to call this one graph. You can call it something else as long as you know this is where you're putting in your progress monitoring graphing. And I'm going to create that. So now I've got a folder within my Daffy Duck. I've got a graphing folder. Then I'm going to create folders for each goal. And so my first one is going to be Goal 1, and I'm going to put in speech. This is Daffy Duck after all, and I suspect that he could use some goals having to do with articulation. So no judging. That's, he's getting services, and good for him. So we're going to now do another folder, because he also has, for Goal 2, he has a reading comp goal. And he also has a third goal that I see in the IEP, Goal 3, which is reading fluency. So apparently math is a strength for Daffy Duck. So that's a happy thing. All right, so 3 goals, and you can see I've created folders, goals 1, 2, and 3, and then I've got my graphing here. So as you do your progress monitoring, you're going to have work samples, probes, such as that. How you do that will be up to you. Some of you will do hard copies and do with the students through Teams by sharing a screen and then transcribing what they tell you. Some of you may submit and ask the parents to help. That's something you'll have to decide how to do. I'm just going to work forward based on the assumption that you've got a sample. How you did it is up to you. But now what do you do with it? So I'm going to say, okay, I've just done a reading comprehension goal. And so I'm going to go to goal 2, reading comp. I'm going to click on that. And of course, it's empty. I don't have anything. But I did have a probe, and I went ahead and scanned it using our school's copier. I scanned it to my email address, and then I went ahead and gave it a title. And now I saved it to my desktop, and I'm going to now upload it into Daffy's Goal 2 Reading Comprehension folder. By the way, I'm not going to talk about scanning and uploading. That's a separate issue, and I would suggest you speak with your media specialist about the best way to do that. Some of you may use a scanner at home. Some of you may use your iPhone or your whatever phone you've got and take a picture and convert it into a file. You may do it that way. That's up to you. But I'm just going to say that once you've got that done and you've got a scanned copy, here's what you're going to do next. So again, I'm in goal 2, reading comp for Daffy Duck. I'm going to come up here to upload. I'm going to go to files. And in this case, I know it's in desktop. And I see right here, I've got a reading comp progress monitoring goal. And I've got it dated. And I'm just going to click on that. And now that is uploaded. And so I've got what I need here. And when I click on it, I can see my goal. And obviously here, this is just a practice sample. So this is a practice read comprehension goal. And you'll have this, obviously you'll have the student's name on it. It'll be a copy of the work that was done. It'll be scored. You'll have a correct answer score on there, or maybe reading word per minute fluency score, whatever the probe is. But you'll have the actual copy of what you did here. So that's done. And then when I go back here to the reading comp goal, you can see I can click back here on Daffy Duck, and I'm back where I've got the other goals for him. So when we get speech data, we'll put work samples there. However, speech is going to be doing that. Reading fluency, I might have an RCBM reading fluency score probe here and have that marked and notated. So the next thing we need to do is our graph. And I'm going to show you how to upload the graph. I believe coordinators and leads are going to be sending out the graph that we're going to be using. We already have it here at Heritage. So assuming you've got it, I'm going to show you what we're going to use. And so again, I don't have a graph, so I'm going to come up here to upload. And in this case, I also have this on my desktop ready to go. And it's right here, Progress Monitor Data Graph. And I'm just going to double click on that. And now I've got my graph within my Daffy Duck folder. So I'm going to click on that because I do need to do a few things on this. And the first thing I need to do, once it opens up, let me get it oriented so I can read what is on here. Move everything up and over. There we go. So you can see it's already, the one that we're using at Heritage, this is how we've done it. What you get may be a little different. But we've already got it defaulted where it has goal 1 set up. So what I'm going to do, obviously I have 3 goals. So I'm going to need to have 3 tabs at the bottom. However, I do not want to use this plus sign down here. Instead, I'm going to show you how to duplicate this page after we make a few changes. And that will eliminate some steps. It will keep you from having to enter data 3 or 4 times, depending how many tabs you have. So with this being on goal 1, I'm just going to come up here into this cell where it has Heritage Elementary, teacher name. I'm going to back out, teacher name. I'm going to put my name. And then right here, I'm going to put the student's name, D, and then date of birth. going to be, let's say 1/20/10. Now, when you do this, the date here leaves off the last digit. I don't know why. I'm not going to worry about what Excel should be doing or isn't doing, or how the presentation within Excel can be improved. That's for someone else to do. But for right now, I just want to get the data in and get it where it starts to graph. So the other thing, so once you've done this, what you want to do now is you want to duplicate this. I know I have 3 goals, right? So I'm going to go down here at the bottom tab, and I'm going to right click on it. See right here. And I'm going to click duplicate. That gives me a second tab right here. And then I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to duplicate that as well. So now I've got 3 goal tabs, which is what I need, but I need to change the name on them. So I'm going back to goal 1. I'm going to right click and I'm going to rename it. So I like that it says goal 1. That part's fine. But I'm going to write speech because I know that's my first goal. And then I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to come over here to this second goal and I'm going to rename it. And obviously it is goal 2 and it is reading comp. And then goal 3, the third tab is going to be goal 3. And I'm going to do, goal 3. And that was reading fluency. I've already used this before, so I can just click on it and accept it and click. So you can see now I've got 3 goals. Goal 1, speech. Goal 2, reading comp. Goal 3, reading fluency. And here's the cool thing. All 3 of these tabs have my name, name, and student birthday, date of birth. So I like that. I don't have to re-enter that every time. So now I'm going to go back to, let's just say, the reading comp. I do need to do now for each of these 3 goals where it says annual goal. I want to do a summary of what the goal is. There are 2 ways you can do it. You could open this goal page within Go IEP, copy and paste it in here. I've done that with some. Sometimes it copies over easily, sometimes it doesn't. I think the other thing, unless our coordinators prefer we do it differently, I think also you could just do something short and sweet here. So I could say for this one, I could just write something as simple as given an instructional level cold comp will, or you could say Daffy, will read independently and answer literal questions at 80% accuracy. Just short and sweet, something to accurately reflect what that goal is measuring. And again, the wording of this goal could maybe be better. We're not discussing how to write SMART goals right now. I just want a summary here of what this goal is. So I've got this, and you'll do that for each of the goals. Speech would be relevant to that. And then the reading fluency would talk about, when, for instance, when reading an instructional level, reading fluency pro will read 40 correct words per minute, something like that. But anyway, we're going to deal with this goal. And so now I've got, let's say I've got some data points. And let's say I've got a data point from, let's say, September 2nd. So I'm going to put 9/2/20. Now, when I click out of this cell and go down here to percentage to put in my data point, this is what happens with the date. I'm not exactly sure why that is. I do not claim to be an Excel expert. I'm sure there are ways to have this date shown vertically or in a way that it will do. I'm not really worried about that right now. That's an Excel issue for people smarter than me to handle. I'm not worried too much about it because the date does appear down here at the bottom on the graph. So I'm thinking that that is good enough for me. If it's not, if coordinators prefer that we do this differently so that we have the dates shown here, then please let me know. But again, I'm not going to worry about that right now. So let's say that on September 2nd, I had a data point of 50% accuracy. So you can see with one data point, I'm really not showing anything here. But then 2 weeks later, on the 16th, Remember, we want to do data about every 2 weeks. Let's say that now I've got another data point. Let's say that's 75%. Well, you can see now I've got a data line. I've got a graph line, and I'm showing data here on my graph. Now, if I have another one, let's say I have, I'm going to move forward in time. Let's say I've got another one in in October. And let's say this one's 40. It didn't quite have a good day. You can see that I've got my data. I've got 3 data points now. I've got here, my peak here, and then I've got the most recent one here. And so you'll just keep doing this as you move forward. One of the things I like about this particular graph we're using is that it shows so many data points that we can basically pretty much show a year on this one graph. And so rather than showing just per 9 weeks and then filing that away and starting over, you can see in January how this child has progressed since September. And I think that's kind of cool. So I actually kind of like that. Since all of this is in OneDrive, there's no need to save or do anything extra. It's automatically saved for you. And you're good to go. You'll do this for each of the goals that you've got. And that's it. So I hope this helps. If I missed anything, or again, if I've done something egregiously wrong, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always looking to learn to do things better, more efficiently. I have a thick skin, so you will not hurt my feelings. So please let me know, and I hope this helps. Thank you all very much, and wishing you the best in the year to come.